stool for that?
We'll probably just sit on a chair.
Then we're good. Okay.
Yeah. So this, yeah, it's kind of fun. This all started 2 years ago. I was just up here on kind of a personal retreat and vacation before school started. I have a music studio. I'm also from Fort Worth, woohoo! Also born in Dallas, little girl from Big D. That's right. And I was here just kind of on a vacation, and the library is one of my favorite places to be. And I was hanging out up on the balcony because during the day you got the mountains and the flowers, and this really nice guy came out and started talking to me, you know, and introduced himself, and you know, and I said, yeah, I'm a musician. I live in Fort Worth. I teach and play in a band and stuff. He goes, oh, you ought to come to our song and poetry circle tonight. I was like, okay. And he let me borrow his guitar, and I just literally just flew in from Fort Worth. I drove up just in time here, so I very just made it just in time. Aren't planes wonderful things? So the first time I did the poetry circle, we were outside because it was August. And the infamous story of one librarian and 2 bull elk. I did an old cowboy song with a chorus where there's yodeling. And about halfway through, everybody's eyes looked over. We were outside on the lawn. And I'm yodeling away, and I look over, and there's 2 elk right there. And I was like, I did not know my yodeling sounded like the mating call. But they just kind of looked at me. They just kind of went, Durr. They just chewed their grass and went on. Anyway, so I will not be doing that song tonight.
Can you say your name?
Oh, yes. My name is Laurie Simmons. Yes, from Fort Worth, Texas. And I've been coming to the Y for many years with my 3 boys who are all now grown and gone and living their lives. And but it's just my favorite place to be. And someday when I win the lottery, I'll just move up here permanently. Okay, so speaking of Massachusetts, one of my favorite singer-songwriters is from that area. Anybody heard of a guy named James Taylor? So this song has special meaning for me because it was one of the first songs I learned on the guitar back in '76 or something. But when my boys were little, this was their lullaby every night. They go into the room, they had their bunk beds, and we would sing about the little cowboy and sitting under the stars. And then in 1999, I was working for the Fort Worth Symphony, and James Taylor was coming as part of our pop series. And I begged my friend Sylvia, said, you gotta let me work this concert. I don't care what I have to do. I'll wash the toilets, I'll do everything. So I was his caretaker for the day. So I got to hang out with him, and he's such a nice man. He's a very authentic person. But the night before, I asked Travis and Justin, my 2 youngest were about 3 or 4 years old, to draw a picture. I said, you know that song that Mommy sings every night when we go to sleep about the little cowboy? Can you draw a picture? And I was going to take the children's art to James Taylor because I knew he loved children's art. So Travis's picture was the classic, the mountain and the sky and the birds and the little boy and his hands are out. But on Justin's picture, the whole page was filled with this yellow bird, like a canary. And I'm going through my mind, there's a young cowboy, you know, I'm like, so Justin, tell me about your picture. Because I couldn't remember anywhere in the lyrics about a bird. And he said, well, Mom, you know that part where you say, and them birds were dreamlike? I was like, oh my God. Because my Texas accent. Verse 2, it's wintertime, and the Berkshires are dreamlike on account of the frosting. So I have to be very clear when I get to that verse. The Berkshires are dreamlike, not them birds. Anyways, I invite you to join me on the chorus if you know it.
Laurie, tell us about his clothes that he had to wear.
Oh, his underwear, yes. So it's my claim to fame. Whenever I do that 3 truths and a tale, I always say, you know, I have 4 children, I was living in Fort Worth, Texas, and I washed James Taylor's underwear. And they all go, and it's true, because I was caretaker for the day. He came in with a duffel bag of dirty laundry, and being the mother of 3 boys, I knew how to separate colors from whites. You know, Fruit of the Loom boxers, if you ever heard of it. There is a young cowboy who lives on the range. His horse and his cattle are his only companions. fix this key. I'm sorry.
Thank
Did
you.
not like that capo. There we go. Again. There is a young cowboy who lives on the range. His horse and his cattle are his only companions. He works in the saddle and he sleeps in the canyons. He's waiting for summer, his pastures to change. And as the moon rises, he sits by his fire, thinking about women and glasses of beer, closing his eyes as the doggies retire. He sings out a song which is soft, but it's clear, as if maybe someone could hear. Here we go. So good night, you moonlight ladies, rock my sweet baby James. Deep greens and blues are the colors I choose. Won't you let me go down in my dreams and rock out my sweet baby James? Y'all are good. The first of December's covered with snow. So was the turnpike from Stockbridge to Boston. And the Berkshires seemed dreamlike on account of the frosting. With 10 miles behind me, 10,000 more to go. You know, there's a song